Okay, good morning, everybody. I was going to say Las Vegas, but maybe everybody is not tuning in from Las Vegas. So I'll just say good morning, everybody, wherever you're tuning in from. It is what, Tuesday? It is already Tuesday, mid-May. It is mid-May. Well, we're close to it's May 12th, so we're getting close to the hump of the month. And what a month it's been, right? So things are starting to open up again. Woohoo! And let's get things going. Let's get things rolling. So this training that we're about to embark on will help you if you're in business of any kind. That's why I do these every weekday morning at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. And we get started at the bottom of the hour, which it is now. So let's just jump right into it. Thanks for being here. If you're here, I love to answer questions. I love to get your feedback. So please use that comment feature at the bottom of your video screen, wherever you're tuned into, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, what have you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Brian Williams. I am the founder of a company called Real Appointments, where we help ourselves and our clients generate qualified sales appointments every single day. That's what we do. And we're going to be teaching today one of the many, many strategies that we use in order to make that happen. So before I get going, I'd like to introduce my co-host who is hiding behind the curtain. There he is.
Hey, good morning, Brian.
Hello, Ronan. So Ronan, in addition to being our COO, is also a partner in the company, and he is running production for these calls, which has been extremely helpful for me.
So, yeah, if I ever wanted to know what it's like to do a newscast, this is it.
So newscast from the house.
Yep, this is your morning news announcements.
Yeah, right. But way more valuable for business owners and without any of the shenanigans, I guess.
So what are we talking about today? What's making today valuable for everybody?
So today is, again, one of my other favorite topics. I say that every day, but it really is. And that is what I call the 3-point power profile. And it's only 3 points because I'm a simpleton and I don't like to overcomplicate things. And honestly, the 80-20 rule works here. And if you don't know what the 80-20 rule is, I'm sure you've heard of it before. It's how do you get 80% of the result that you're looking for with 20% of the effort or 20% of what needs to be done. There's a lot of things we can do with our social media profiles. There's a lot of things we can do with LinkedIn profiles. Candidly, there's a few that really, really matter. And that's what I want to dive into and explain not only what they are, but how to best leverage them for you. So that's what we're going to be talking about.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to leave you to it.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So 3-point power profile. This is not going to be a long conversation, maybe 15 minutes. That being said, as you can see scrolling on the bottom of your screen, please ask questions. Please make comments. I love your feedback. And it also shows me who's out there and encourages me to keep doing these for you. And I really want to. Not that I wouldn't do them anyway, but it does make me feel good when you comment. So I do encourage that. So what are the 3 points? I'm just going to rattle them off first. And then I'm going to show you examples of how they're used properly, that then you can incorporate these yourself. So the 3 points to the power profile are, number 1, your photo. Actually, this is not in any particular order, but one of them is your profile photo. I'm going to show you some good examples of those. Number 2 is your headline. Most social media profiles, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc., have the ability for you to update a custom headline. And then 3, specific to LinkedIn, is your about section. And I'm going to show you some techniques on how we utilize that to its fullest. So let me just share my screen. Ronan, there we go. Awesome. So I'm going to pull up Ronan, his profile here on LinkedIn, and we're going to talk about Ronan's profile photo, which you can see here at the top of his page. And there's a couple things I just want to make sure that you incorporate into whatever profile photo you ultimately choose for your profile. Number 1, make it a professional photo. All right. Take some time, take $80, $120, whatever it is, get someone that's a professional photographer to come out, probably to your home at this point, make a professional photo. It really shows, and and it makes you look like you're serious about doing business. If you don't have a professional photo yet, you can still use some of these techniques I'm going to talk about, which is the second one would be a plain, non-distracting background. As you can see in Ronan's photo, his background is just a charcoal gray, nothing distracting from his face. Speaking of the face, make sure that the pose you have, the smile that you have, the look you have into the camera is inviting, right? When you look at your photo, is it someone you want to actually possibly have a conversation or a meeting with? And maybe even get second, third, and fourth opinions. Show it to your spouse, show it to your friends, show it to a client, and ask, does this show me in the best possible light, right? Or not? I'll show you another example. I'm gonna show you mine actually. Let's go to my profile here for a second, and you'll see it's different. Like mine, again, it's a professional shot, non-distracting, kind of a pro background, but my facial expression is very different from Ronan's facial expression because our personalities are different. When people meet me, I'm usually smiling. I'm usually jovial. I'm usually a bit over the top energy-wise. And so my profile photo expresses that. So just whatever works for you, put that forth on your profile photo. Also, Ronan was in a tie. I'm not in a tie. Again, whatever is the professional look you're trying to get across is what you want to use for that photograph. My photo happens to be a couple years outdated, so I need to get mine updated, which I'm working on. So that's really all I have to say about your profile. Oh, one more thing. You want to fill that space with your face, okay? Very little body, just maybe the top of your shoulders like you see here, because sometimes that profile photo shows up really, 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 really small when you're messaging people or posting comments on other people's posts and things like that. So you want to make sure that you fill that space so that even in the smallest version of it, it's still visible. All right, the second and arguably the most important part of your profile is your headline. So your headline on LinkedIn, anyway, is right here below your name. You can see mine says speaker and investor, guaranteed appointments for CPAs, agencies, and B2B consultants seeking high net worth clients. I'm not going to dissect the headline copy today because yesterday I did that during our market to message match conversation. So if you want to learn our technique and our formula for writing a powerful headline, go back and look at our post from yesterday at 9:30 a.m. But just know that it's important you customize your headline and you make it work. And it's because it's one of the first things, if not the first thing, people will read and see about you. When you message somebody on Facebook or LinkedIn, or you comment on somebody's post, that's what they see. They see your photo and they see your headline. And you want that to be a representation of who you are, what you do, who you help, etc. Most people do not update their headline. They leave it to LinkedIn to select a headline, which usually comes out something like owner of ABC consulting company, which doesn't really do much for me. It doesn't really do much for who you're trying to communicate with. So you want to update that. And the way you do that, I'll just show you, is this little pencil icon right here. If you click on that, it'll allow you to go in and change your headline to whatever you want. You have a limited number of character positions, but you can write whatever you want in there and make that work for you. All right. The third and final part of the 3-point power profile, oops, let me just discard that. I want to change it. Power profile is your about section on LinkedIn. Now you'll notice on mine, I have an about section here right below my other part. And this is something you need to activate. It's not automatically going to be visible unless you activate it inside of your profile settings. You want to activate this because you have, I'll show you, a lot of space. I'll click on the pencil. I'll pull this down. A lot of space to use here to write whatever it is you want about yourself. What I recommend you do is you put in comments of what other people say about you. At least a few. Now, I have mine full of those. You don't need to do exactly what I'm doing here, but I do highly recommend that the first thing people see is something someone else says that's wonderful about you, because if they don't click the see more button, all they're going to see are the first couple of lines of your about section. So I want those first couple of lines to be something meaningful that someone can go, you know what? I want to connect with this person. And my opinion is that if it's something that someone else has said about you that's good, that's the most powerful thing to start your about section with. Below that, maybe put some other, I've seen another example that I've seen is someone writing a little bit of a story about maybe how they got started in their business. That's another good thing to do. But I would still start it out with some kind of a testimonial or some kind of a review or something like that someone said about you or your business. And that's the 3 points to the power profile that I want to share during this training. Let me just do a quick check. I don't see questions coming in yet. So maybe you need a bonus. I like giving away bonuses. So let me give you a bonus fourth, and this applies primarily to LinkedIn. And that is this. LinkedIn has this other section called featured. And most people do not use this featured section. And I'm going to show you how you can use it and why it might be important. So if you post anything on LinkedIn, like you actually put a piece of content out there, whether it's your own or you're sharing content or what have you, you can feature that post right here on the very top, close to the top of your LinkedIn profile. So you'll notice that I have a number of, I'll scroll through, featured things that I've posted here. Different things that I've posted on my LinkedIn page. And let me just show you how you do that. So I'm going to feature the post I made earlier today, actually. So if I go and I look at my activity, I will click on this latest post, which is what we're talking about here, the 3-point power profile. And I will just feature it by clicking on these 3 little dots in the upper corner and click feature on top of profile. When I do that, it's now featured. If I go back and view my profile, and this is what it would look like to someone else viewing my profile, it's now the most recent featured post. Simple. Use that. It calls, so if someone's clicking onto your profile, they want to see what you're about and what you post and what you talk about on LinkedIn. This is a really, really easy way to draw attention to whatever posts you want people to see that you have made. So that's my 4th bonus for today's training. Ronan, you can just bring me back on screen for a moment here.
Yeah. So I just, wanted to put my 2 cents in,
please,
from my experience and whatnot. I think that many people think that LinkedIn is just your online resume, and maybe for some it is. But if you're out there looking to reach out to people, connect with people, and use it as a networking tool, then it's not your online resume, because people won't read that. They won't take the time to do it. So you want to be thinking about what is it about them that you want to communicate. And that's what there is to communicate on that profile. It's a tool to communicate, not so much just, this is who I am. This is my resume. Here's what I've accomplished. That's not interesting or engaging to people, and they don't even understand why they should read it. So it's taking a level of intentionality into your LinkedIn profile to be out there with people and connecting with them in a way that matters to them.
Awesome. And I see Brenda's in the house. Thanks for being here, Brenda. One thing I want to make sure we mention too, before we close out today's training, is this coming Friday, Ronan and I are co-hosting a deeper dive training. It's about an hour and 15-minute training, plus or minus. And it's called Guaranteed Sales Appointments. Here, bring me back to the share screen here, Ronan, for a sec.
Sure.
When you go to guaranteedsalesappointments.com, it's just a simple Zoom meeting registration. We limit this to 25 attendees just so it doesn't get out of hand, and we want to be able to give you some one-on-one attention. We provide you with a workbook. So this is a working training. It's not a sales pitch. It's not a lecture per se. You will literally learn our process that we use and get things done for your business to help you generate your next qualified sales appointment. In fact, we provide you with a 7-day action plan that you can implement right away after the training and get that next sales appointment for you the same week. So if you're interested in participating, just go to that page, guaranteedsalesappointments.com, sign up, and we will look forward to seeing you this Friday. It's at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. And we go for right about an hour and 15 minutes, if that's of interest to you. So with that, Ronan, I don't have really anything else to cover in today's training. And Brenda says, thank you for the PC. What is PC? Love the feature. Oh, the featured post. Yes, that is something that is kind of cool. And especially if you post anything at all on LinkedIn, it gives you a great way. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that you have said I'm amazing. I'm going to send that. Can you screenshot that, Ronan, for me and send that to my mom?
Sure.
So it was just Mother's Day.
I just did want to add something that I want to point out to people because we were talking about it. You know, a lot of people, when they get connection requests, they will say things like, well, I didn't connect to them because I don't know them. So this is, you know, even though we're right now on the Facebook platform, we're talking about the LinkedIn platform. And on that platform, you do want to connect with people you don't know because it's not Facebook. And you're not posting pictures of your kids and your grandkids and all that other stuff. You are there to do business. And part of doing business is connecting with other people. So yes,
well, yeah, you're connecting with business people that you can help or can help you.
Yeah. And so it is all about connecting to people you don't know. Just like when you go to a live networking event, if you only talk to the people that you know, you will not get very much new business.
Right.
So the very point about the whole thing is to go out and connect. You know, now I will share with you personally, I'm on guard a little bit because there's certain people that I know that will connect to me that I know will immediately pitch to me, which is not interesting. And tomorrow's message is about messaging. Tomorrow we're going to talk about that. But yes, I connect with as many people as possible because I also know that they connect me to other people. And it's building a network and growing it to what I think they have like 1 billion people now on LinkedIn.
Something like that.
Right.
And
I mean,
you can actually have
more people that I could ever meet and talk to. So yes, you want to go out there. And then what we taught today was how to give the perfect first impression. Exactly.
So, and Ron, you mentioned something. So if you like this kind of training, tune in tomorrow morning at 9:30. We're going to talk about, as Ronan indicated, what to say to people, either to connect with them and certainly after you've connected with them, whether they're new connections or whether they're people you may have been connected with for quite some time. So if you want to learn how we communicate with people most effectively, tune in tomorrow. We'll give you some real examples there. With that, I think we're done for this particular training. Have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And if there's anything we can do to help you, please reach out.
Au revoir.